Hey folks, End All Be All here, and we're back with the second match of the third week, and this is the point where we start getting some really good opponents. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the battle. This is going to be a pre-recorded match. I didn't really have time to do a live commentary. Opponent today is Judo First from the guild RM Resolute, and check this out. The number of defense that my opponent has, 638 versus only 1,000 battles won. So he definitely likes to go defense heavy, extremely defense heavy. 500k lifetime banners, so not as much lifetime banners, not as much success in winning, but likes to put the kitchen sink on defense. And if you look at my defensive record, mine is only 722 as well. So it's a little bit more than his, but you know my style. I like to go defense heavy, prevent my opponents from clearing me, and that's what my opponent usually does. This is my previous opponent. I'm just giving you a quick recap of that battle where they failed against my back wall. But this is my style. I like to go defense heavy and try to prevent my opponents from clearing me, and that's what my current opponent does as well. Goes really defense heavy, and tries to win by putting almost everything on defense, and then maybe clearing just a zone or two, and then securing the victory. So that's what the style is for my opponent, very similar to mine. So we're going to be facing off against that. Just gave you a little bit of a brief overview about my defenses, which is as usual, I kept my GLs on offense. But you can see over here my opponent's defenses. They've kept their gas, their ray, as well as their CLS squad with the Geos with what. So all tough teams up top, just like what I mentioned about his style of defense laying. Doesn't really keep much for offense, but most of the opponents that he goes against keep a medium to light defense, just in anticipation of the two GLs that this guy has, and he's able to clear them with his roster. But down south, you see over here, he's got DR, Shaak Ti, and then he's got Jedi Master Luke as well under JKL. There's a Hoda version which is not as tough because Jedi Master Luke is not going to be taunting, but you still need something good to take that out. So let's get started with the battles and take the Shaak Ti team out one by one. And you can see over here, I think I'm right now showing the Bastilla. It's about 324 speed, really high. So yeah, let's actually start with the DR battle. Just a reminder, this is all pre-recorded battles. But over here, I decided to take in Jedi Knight Luke with my Shaak Ti in there. And my Shaak Ti luckily is 336 speed, so faster than the 324 Basti that they have. And I was able to go fast and get get Basti out of there essentially quickly. And now it's just a question of surviving with these guys. So I gave Master's Training to Luke. Malik is going to be targeting Shaak Ti. Unfortunate dodge. I made sure that I applied that vulnerable to ensure all critical hits happen. Heal up with Shaak Ti so that I don't lose her. And then there's Death Mark over here on Luke, but luckily he managed to counter twice and take care of Malik, and then that takes care of Jedi Darth Revan as well. So 50 banners over there. Pretty straightforward match. Usually I take in a GL versus DR, but this time you'll see that I decided to keep a lot of teams on offense that I usually keep on defense, just to make sure that I'm able to clear my opponent. Another reminder actually about my opponent. My opponent hasn't been cleared in this season of Grand Arena, and I checked the last season of 3v3 as well. My opponent hasn't been cleared at all. So this is one guy who's prevented the full clears in the last couple of months of Grand Arena 3v3 at least. So just clearing against this guy would be a big a big benefit, because he himself doesn't clear in turn, but he relies on his defense holding. Here, I believe I'm taking in Nest versus the Shaak Ti team. And let me fast forward a little bit. So I decided to take in Mando and L3 as well. But I think probably Nest would have done the job by herself. I don't know why I decided to take in L3. Probably because I thought that Mando will be able to protect her and then get some decent damage done with his whistling birds with all the countering that both Nest and L3 did. But you can see over here in 3v3, really there's not much that damage that the whistling birds would do. So Mando is really not much of a threat. I was able to get the protection thing out a couple of times and protect both L3 and Nest, but that protection buff, the damage immunity, only lasts for a single turn, and it really doesn't do much to protect these guys. Um, so you can see over here, these guys do tons of damage under Shaak Ti, the clones, and I could have probably taken um, Nest by herself, and she would have been fine because she ramps up damage pretty fast, and she's able to take care of these guys pretty easily. So lost a few banners over there because I didn't take in just Nest alone, and I lost L3 and Mando, but 47 banners, but it was a one shot at least. Then I go against the JML team, and here I decide to overkill it with Jedi Master Luke and Skywalker. And you can see over here, I have the speed advantage given that my lead gives me 40 speed bonus. And the goal over here is because Jedi Master Luke is not taunting, the goal is to target Jedi Knight Skywalker and take out this Jedi Knight Skywalker as soon as you can. And after that, it's a pretty simple match. It is really not much that you need over here, just because this guy doesn't do much damage by himself. It is quite annoying. Does give a lot of does go around taunt and takes away a lot of banners, but that's fine. I think it's not much of a big deal ending with decent banners in this matchup. You can see over here they do get that Jedi Knight's Will, which is why he'll be countering quite a lot. But I just use my own lead special ability, and I'm able to take this team out relatively quickly. So I'm going to fast forward over here. Yep, this battle was a pretty simple one. 51 banners over there. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next battle, which is going to be, let's see, I think I target the top zone at this point. And over here, I decide to go after the Luke squad. No, this one I think is the gas squad. Yeah. Now, usually I keep my CLS separate from my rebels, my Han and Chewie, but I decided to use my. Now, if you're going against gas, I think the original CLS squad is a much better option. That's CLS Han and Chewie. They just do so much damage, and they counter, which is extremely important. I was not sure if CLS 2PO and 3PO would have been able to get the job done. They do have a lot of exposures and all, and they might have been able to, with the stat sharing, might have been able to get gas down fast. But I didn't want to take a risk because Rex would have outsped me, and these guys would have started the damage thing going faster. At least with Han, I can, make sure that Skywalker sits down fast enough. But with Rex being faster than my CLS 3PO and 2PO squad, they would have gone first. Gas would have increased my cooldowns with an AOE, and it would have been difficult for me to control the battle. So much better to get this thing done this way because Han shoots first. It gives some amount of turn meter to my team just because they're going fast, and I'm able to outspeed the Rex. So here you can see I'm able to get Gas to sit down, and then the goal is to uh, focus down fives as soon as you can. And the guard definitely helps. We wouldn't have had guard if we had gone with CLS, 2PO, and 3PO, and the crits would have been doing much more damage. So here the goal is to take out fives as soon as you can, and luckily I was able to take fives out before Gas stood up. And now we just have to make sure that Gas goes down again. Um, so I'm doing my special ability so that it doesn't counter, the one giving buffs up. And here you can see he almost took Chewie out, but I was able to get him down. And now, luckily, he targets CLS, who's got guard. And now I'm just able to get some amount of health back and end with about 50 banners. So That was a decent outcome. There are not many things which can take out gas, without overkilling in 3v3. So that was a decent enough outcome. Next, I decide to go in against the CLS squad. And this is the CLS Han Chewie version. Usually you see CLS 2PO, 3PO on defense. And against the Han Chewie version, because they do so many assists, um, the Padme team does reasonably well, as you can see over here. The goal is always to take care of Chewie first before you can get down the others, just because they don't have guard anymore, and it becomes a little easier, and you can stun them and you can critically hit them. Over here, the assists basically take care of uh, that I don't do too much damage. There I had 14 stacks. I probably should have taken out Chewie, but I decided to go after Han. But now you can see I'm back in action against Chewie and trying to take care of him. Um, Still quite a lot to go. I do an AoE and they assist, but the assist actually end up helping Padme with the team. And now you can see there's no more guard on these guys. And I just need to make sure that my team survives and I'm able to get enough damage done to take care of these guys. So this is another team, Padme, that I usually keep on defense, but I decided to keep an offense just because I'd seen my opponent keep Han and Chewie on I might keep my opponent keeping CLS Han and Chewie on defense, so that takes care of them pretty easily. The CLS Chupio team is also something I usually keep on defense, but I saved it on offense just to take against Gas this time. Now I do the Ray Mirror over here, and Ray Mirror, let me just fast forward a little bit. It's against Finn and Holdo. And I didn't have my Hoda with me, and I wanted to save my Basti for clearing up some other teams in the south. So I did not take my Hoda because I had already used him in another team. And this team is, the mirror becomes so much more smoother if you have Basti and Hoda with you. Hoda especially, you can see over here, I made a mistake and gave lifeblood to Basti. I should have given it to Holdo standing out in the open. If Hoda was there, he would have been hidden, and I would have given lifeblood to Holdo. Then I know that only one person can be targeted with the assist with the light with the whirlwind, and should have been able to survive over there. But you can see over here, I was able to take the enemy holder down, but they were able to take my holder down as well. But the ideal order of operations should have been I had Hoda with me, and I hide everyone but Holdo, give her lifeblood so that she survives a little extra. And then I keep healing up with the Hoda to make sure that that Holdo is healthy and my Ray is healthy as well. And if I had Basti with me, that's another mistake that I made, not taking in Basti. If I had Basti with me, I would have been able to ability block Ray, and she wouldn't have been able to get a lot of her whirlwinds out, or even do additional lifebloods. So I think going forward, always advantageous to take Basti with you just for that additional ability block, or at least try to take in veteran Han so that he can apply some ability blocks, AOEs. So here you can see we're down to the mirror match, Ray versus Ray, but her Ray is way more healthier than my Ray, his Ray. So you can see over here. Let me show you the end. Uh, he was able to get the ultimate off and then take care of my Ray, and I lost that mirror battle, which is quite unfortunate because with a tough defense like this, I have very limited options to take out Ray, solo Ray, because I don't have my other GLs, I don't have gas, I don't have JKR. I'm going to be using somewhere else as well. So a lot of very few options left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take in a burner squad. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. We've taken some burner squads, and I decided to take in only two because I want Ray to get in below 50% health. This is the suicide Ray option. So first she kills one guy, and then she gets below 50% health at yellow, which is the perfect spot to be. So that's the second battle. And then what I do is I go in with the Thrawn, Vader, and I believe Watt because I want to ignore defense. So I needed to one-shot this team. I didn't have any other option to take this Ray out. So I decide to I debated whether to go into Merciless at this stage, but I decide that since Thrawn has got higher turn meter than Rey, I decide to go after Rey with a Fracture, and then decide to go into Merciless over here. And then there's already a couple of debuffs on Rey. I go into Merciless and apply a few more debuffs. Oh no, I decided to do a culling blade, and then I decided to do a basic to take Ray out because she was pretty close to dying, and I didn't want to risk the extra offense that you get with Merciless. I just decided to go with that and take her out. So luckily that worked out pretty well, and I was able to clean up Ray without getting too expensive. We still have a few teams down south to take out, and then we've got the Geos with Watt, which I was originally planning to take Ray against. Sorry, I was trying to take Vader against, but given that it's Relic Spy and all that, I decided to put JKR over here and take that team out. So with the JKR squad, I target Watt first and take out and just do some spread some buffs around and try to target watt, and it's a very thick watt. It's a very fast watt, about 310, 315, and relic 5, I believe. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get down, but we are able to make significant progress over there. And once watt comes down, because you don't want any of the other techs to go out, health tech and weapon tech both can be quite problematic with Geos. The tank tech is already out on brute, nothing we can do about that, but that's not that big of a deal because these guys do equalize health and protection a lot, but if health tech and weapons tech would have gone out, they would have got tons of turn meter and tons of additional damage and extra health and protection. And because Spy is stealthed, I decided to go after Brood Alpha next. And my team gets plenty of turn meter as well. Every time that I call Yoda to assist, he gets 30% turn meter, I think, with his basic, because these guys are almost always above 50% health. So always tons of turn meter with Yoda, and I'm able to protect Yoda by stealthing because I'm able to steal the stealth from Spy. So it's just a question of doing as many AoEs as I can, as many assists as I can, and trying to take these guys down. And you can see over here, I was able to take everyone down for I think 54 banners is what we end with over here. So that one was a decent outcome, 54 banners. Let me go over and show you the rest of the matches, which is just going to be the back zone, which we clear out with whatever teams we have left. This one we take our Ray against JTR against a Kylo squad, which is reasonably easy enough. It's a straightforward battle. There's nothing much to talk about over here. It's a hard counter against Crew and Kylo. So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because there's nothing interesting to see out here. Uh, I do end with a little bit of, I think I do end with 54 banners over here as well. A little bit of, yeah, I do eliminate a destiny, and then I apply healing immunity on Kylo. Let me skip ahead a little more and show you the final outcome. Yep, that's 54 banners over there. So I'm trying to get as many banners as I can because I have dropped a couple of battles on Rey, so I need to get as efficient as I can, and I need to full clear. The teams at the back are not as bad. I think usually what he does is he keeps really tough teams up front, and none of his opponents can really clear his front two zones. So here I take Basti, Wampa, and I take Snips in there because she can dispel Droidica with her basic. So, and both her and Basti get tons of protection up, so there's a good chance of ending with 54 banners over here. First order of business is Droidica because he's Relic 5, so we take him out, then take out Newt for the first time, and then we take care of Django, who, you know, who goes down pretty easily, and then we take care of Newt. So 54 banners over there as well. Then I decide to go against a Mon Mothma team um, with my Traya squad. And this also is a pretty straightforward battle. These guys, there's no real damage dealer on the team apart from Lando. We're able to take this team out pretty easily. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Um, Yeah, so I'm able to take care of Lando and then annihilate the other rebel, and then I've done that for 51 now, taken it out for 51. So pretty straightforward. Let's see, what are the other battle that I want to take? Oh yeah, this is another team that I want to take. Now, since I had C-3PO and Chew with me, I decided to, since I've already used CLS with Han and Chewie to take out gas, I decided to use both these guys under Mon Mothma to take out, just to see how effective these guys are. So that's another option. If you have CLS and C-3PO, and you don't have CLS to use with them, with the Chew and C-3PO, you can put them under Mon Mothma, and they're a really fun team on offense. They literally melt every other team with their exposures that they have, and you can see over here. Uh, the amount of fun that I have with this team. There's a very high chance of ending with full health and full protection. You know, these guys don't counter, unlike under CLS lead, these guys do counter a lot, so that definitely is a much better team on defense. But if you're using CLS elsewhere and you want to use these guys, you can always use you know, these guys under Mon Mothma. The amount of assist that they do and amount of stat sharing which is there between both Chupio as well as Mon Mothma, it's this team is extremely tanky and very high damage dealing. They do tremendous amounts of basic, and all the basics apply debuffs with all the extra potency, and applies confuse, and these guys end up melting any team which is really out there. So this one ended with a very easy 54 banners as well. The one thing I would say about this team is do not keep it on defense, because if the enemy just needs to kill one character, Chupio, and once that Chupio is down, then the other three characters they just disappear into thin air. So I've seen it happen. It looks fun, but you know, don't keep this team on defense. If they're out of their roster depth, then maybe this team might be able to pull a few holds because it does damage quickly. But any semi-decent team will be able to focus down on Chupio and take him out, and then the rest of the three characters will just you know, evaporate and escape. So let's go to the ship battle. I decided to, let's see, what do I have in ships? I'm going to go ahead and I decided to take rebels. Against rebels, I decided to take my Empire fleet. Um, and I had my own rebels on defense. Otherwise, I would have gone mirror match. I was considering whether to go Radis or rebels against or Empire versus rebels. I decided to go Empire just because they have a lot of rebels anti-rebel synergy. And here you can see I've started with the bomber, which it helps that the bomber gets some amount of takes some heat off from Vader, because he starts taunting when Vader falls below 100% health. So, and once burning is out, things become easier because these guys get dazed. They don't counter, that their attacks do 50% less damage. So TIE bomber is really key over here. But you can see over here, I've got let me just pause this for a moment over here. Uh, you can see over here that I've got my bomber, which has got um, which has got that Y-wing debuff, which makes it lose all the protection. And I was considering whether should I call in um, my Gauntlet Starfighter or my Emperor's ship. Now, usually I call in my Emperor's shuttle just to heal the tank up, and then to, you know, just to get extra damage done. But I decided to call in my Gauntlet Starfighter over here because allies recover 30% protection and they gain max protection, and I could dispel the debuffs on my TIE bomber. So that's the reason I decided to call in the Gauntlet. But maybe I should have gone in with my Emperor shuttle. But let's see, because my Gauntlet is not really much very leveled up. So it didn't really allow for much protection recovery. And you can see over here, my TIE bomber is not doing too well, and I need my TIE bomber to really hang around to do a decent job, because Tarkin, unlike Thrawn, doesn't really have any health recovery. Um, so he's a very offensive-oriented capital ship. So I am able to get damage done and take these guys out. But you can see over here, these guys are very close to getting rid of my TIE bomber, and I'm left with only the Han's Millennium Falcon towards the end, but they were able to take my TIE bomber out, and now you can see they were able to take my they are almost at the point of taking out my shuttle, my gauntlet as well. So I'm trying to do as much damage as I can over here. And again, we're back down to the Hans Millennium Falcon, but it's as you can see, it's turning out to be a very, very messy battle. So I don't think I would bring in the gauntlet over the shuttle unless my gauntlet is really highly geared up and relicked up. So that's I think the bottom line. And here you can see they've gotten rid of my Vader as well, third ship which is down. So it's shaping out to be a really, really messy battle. I would have been probably much more cleaner with a Holdo ship than going with this ship over here. And they get to their ultimate. There's very little bit left to take out Han's Millennium Falcon. So I finally get my own ultimate, and I'm able to take both these ships out. So I think the very first time I'm using um, uh, Tarkin's ultimate in GAC. I haven't done it in forever, probably before the Negotiator and Malevolence were out. So luckily I was able to take out, and I ended with about 55 banners. Not the best of banners, so definitely lost out over there. And then I decided to take since I had my Malevolence on offense, I decided to take it against the Empire ship. This is actually a mishmash. I think it's got First Order, Empire, and a little bit of bounty hunters as well. But this ship, you can see over here, it's not much of a problem. Malevolence is really great on offense, is able to take down ships pretty comfortably, no problem at all. So ended with 65 banners over there, and had, let's see what the total score is towards the end. We had a total score of, let's see, uh, there we go. I think we made 2,613. So not the greatest because we lost a ton of battles. We got 47 in a bunch of places. We lost a ton of battles on ships, and we dropped two battles on Rey as well. So not the best banners, 2613. But my opponent, I was waiting for him to go. He just had one attack against the DR team, my DR team, and he ended up failing over there, wasn't able to take a single character down, and he preloaded the team. And after that, just gave up and didn't do any more attacks because he knew that the way that he wins is usually by preventing the full clear. So I was able to full clear, the first person to full clear my opponent, I think, in many, many months in 3v3. And my opponent just gave up attacking, didn't attack, and it was a pretty straightforward victory. I would have liked a little more fight just to see how my defense would have done against what my opponent had left, but it is what it is. So unfortunately, only was only a one-sided match. Just was able to get only the offense done. Here you can see I got a few feats collected as well, and that's I think probably going to be the end of my offense stage for Grand Arena. You can see over here I'm at I think number 7 in terms of ranking, but this probably is going to change given that in my finals I'm facing a really tough opponent. First time I think I'm facing an opponent with more GLs than me. I've got 2, he's got 3, and this guy's also got very decent lifetime banners like 600 and 30K lifetime banners or something like that. And so really knows how to play the game and always keeps all his GLs on defense. So I'm fully expecting to see 3 GLs on defense. So you guys will get an exciting finals where I try to full clear and yet keep a reasonably tough defense as well myself. So I'll catch you guys in a couple of days when I upload the final battle as well. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in a couple of days. Happy gaming, and see ya.